Welcome, presenters and facilitators. This recorded webinar is designed to help you address adult learners at the Aging in America conference. I'm Anita Renzetti, the Senior Director of Educational Programs at the American Society on Aging. My background's in adult learners, online learning, and aging. When you consider adult learners, you really need to credit Malcolm Knowles. He coined the term andragogy. It means educating adult learners, as opposed to pedagogy, the art or science of teaching. He strongly believed in the self-directed learner, meaning that adult learners tend to show initiative instead of just absorbing knowledge. Dr. Knowles' studies of adult learners directly inform the guidelines in this video. Adults tend to learn best when they know why the information is relevant to them. In other words, what's in it for me? They feel acknowledged and respected for their expertise and their experience. They're offered many different types of learning activities. And they have a chance to interact and ask questions of the presenters. In more detail, for the first point, adults want to know why the material is important to them. In other words, why should they invest their time? They're often not as subject-oriented as traditional students, but instead they're real-life oriented. So tell them off the bat, what's in it for them? Why the information you're providing is useful. Always think about how they're going to apply it after the conference, and that's the way to gear your talk. Secondly, adult learners want to be recognized as full human beings who have a wealth of experience. This experience is usually a different quality and quantity compared to younger learners. To demonstrate respect, involve them whenever possible, such as in role-playing or by polling. For example, you can create a poll to gauge their level of knowledge about your topic by asking for a show of hands. This will prevent you from sounding condescending or moving too quickly through the material. For example, you might ask, how many in this room have worked in a caregiving-related field for fewer than 5 years? How about 5 to 9 years? Has anyone worked 10 years or more? Besides polling, respect can also be shown by graciously handling the questions and feedback during the questions and answers period. More on that in a moment. Adult learners have many different preferences and learning styles, such as visual versus auditory. So with instructional variety, you're more likely to be effective. In other words, you'll reach different learners using different teaching techniques, so mix it up. Here are a few types as examples. Specifically for workshops, remember, you can be creative and not just lean on your PowerPoint for 40 minutes. For example, use the audience to discuss case studies with others who are sitting nearby. If you do need to move things around, just end in time to return the chairs to their original configuration. For poster sessions, don't just answer questions, but after speaking for a few minutes, ask how the attendee might conduct a similar program or research project. This kind of learning, involving synthesis of the material presented, is much more likely to be retained and applied by adult learners when they return home. So again, just take a look at the slide at the different types of learning activities you might consider. And fourth, you want to encourage questions and comments from attendees, and also respectfully respond to those adult learners who speak up. Remember to stress there are no stupid questions. Otherwise, attendees may feel intimidated and clam up. Each type of session should include interactivity, not just the presenter or facilitator speaking. For workshops, you might ask the audience to hold questions until the last 20 minutes, or you can invite people to speak up throughout the session. For roundtables, we suggest 15 to 20 minutes of speaking, followed by about 35 minutes of questions and discussion led by the facilitator. Poster sessions will allow you to invite questions and speak about your program or study as people stroll through the poster area. And finally, peer groups are casual discussion groups, so facilitators should have a few prepared questions and elicit more from those who attend. So as you can see, in every type of format, questions and feedback should be encouraged. To recap, here are the 4 topics that we covered in this Introduction to Adult Learning. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions about these points or anything else related to your session at Aging in America. And on this slide, I'm sharing a few resources if you want to learn more about adult learning, as well as my contact information and ASA's phone number there at the bottom. Thanks for viewing this recording. We all look forward to seeing you at ASA's Aging in America conference soon.